What's up guys, it's your boy, Pavel Beast, and today I'm going to teach you how to efficiently do arbitration. In this guide I will show you 4 different frame builds, how to play them, some preparation before you start your Arbi journey, and what maps are the best. We will be farming loads of Vitus Essence, which you can then turn into Kuva or Galvanize mods if you are interested in making Platinum instead. So, first things first. You want to make sure the host, whoever it is, has a drop chance booster and a drop chance blessing. Without this, the amount of Vitus Essence gained will not be that good. It's an investment, but it's a very worthwhile one. Everyone in the group will need a Protea Spectre, with the exception of Wisp, needing Protea and a Nidu Spectre. The stars of the Spectres are almost irrelevant, so you can choose whatever you have most of. Why Protea? Because she has a very powerful ability called the Dispensary, which will allow us to sustain our ammo and energy during missions. The preferable weapon of choice for the Spectre is the Kuva Zar. Rest of the gear wheel is optional, but you probably want some backup in case something goes wrong, like a host migration or someone coming in unprepared. So here we have energy and ammo pads. You can buy the X100 from the dojo, making it very easy to craft. We have a Healer Spectre. If you don't have Prime Sure-Footed yet, this will give you stagger resistance, so you don't have to worry where you shoot. Elite or normal on-call crew that will keep you alive in case of host migration when you get to high level. Unless you are Wisp, you are going to have a bad time fighting level 1000 with a glass cannon build, that's for sure. You can get crew from Fortuna, but for the on-call crew, you will need rank 9 or rank 10 command on Railjack, depending on which one you will want. And finally we have air support charges from the ship Scout, which will summon Kal and his boys. With all of this, we are absolutely ready for hell. Let's check the maps. There is a tier list for maps, and the ones worth running are in A tier and above. Here they are. The mission types that are good for this are Interception and Defense. Interception being slightly better for Vitus Essence gain, but Defense being better for Endo and credits, and Arbi specific mods and arcanes since you will do more rounds per minute. So choose whatever you value more. The Defense also scales a lot faster than Interception, so it's risky going over wave 100, meanwhile on Interception you could stay till around 20 pretty comfortably. For the weapon that all the frames are gonna be using, it's gonna be Kuva Ogris. My Ogris has innate heat, because on the Arbi build we are using pure heat. The most important thing about this build will be Nightwatch Napalm, which will leave AoE effect for 6 seconds after shooting, so we can kill enemies even if you're not constantly shooting at every direction. Then we have some standard base damage multi-shot, then important magazine capacity and ammo maximum. These are important, don't miss them out. And obviously, we have the Bane. It just gives an insane amount of damage. Don't forget to use it. On the Ogris Riven, we have multi-shot and reload speed. Best stats for Ogris Riven are multi-shot, reload speed, fire rate, and heat. So the first frame build we're gonna be looking at is Wisp. We're gonna be building absolutely everything into strength. Don't worry about efficiency, you can easily go minus on this build, you're not gonna run out of energy. We keep a little bit of duration so it doesn't feel bad to play it. And we keep the range for the same reasons why we keep some duration as well. We use enemy radar, it helps the whole team, easier to spot enemies, and we're gonna get more kills per minute with this. And the helmet ability we use will be Roar. It gives an incredible damage boost to ourselves and our teammates. Also worth mentioning, we're using Fused Reservoir, so we cast the first ability once instead of 3 times. If you want to be absolutely AFK, you could use a Fentis to provide your team even more buffs, but I really don't suggest this because you're probably going to fall asleep. The build is just some fire rate and some utility. Doesn't really matter, you can do with it whatever you want, as long as you middle click on top of your teammates. The school for Wisp is Madurai. we will use Sling Strength for the extra 40% ability strength, and Power Transfer for the extra casting speed. For the Archon Shards, if you wish to put some of them, you could go get some more strength or casting speed. These are gonna work for all the frames I'm gonna be covering today. Now Saryn, our main DPS. The build is gonna be somewhat similar. We're just running a little bit more range and a little bit less strength. And of course we have Power Donation. We're gonna be using it on everyone except Wisp, meaning everyone will get 60% strength and Wisp will get 90% strength. And of course, let's not forget that Spectres also get a buff from here. So our Nido Spectre will have a very strong link. Arcanes are gonna be same for the remainder frames. Multi-augmented and multi-efficiency. Special thing about Saryn is Contagion Cloud, which is basically Nightwatch, Napalm, Vol 2. They do very similar things. Secondary, we have Venom Dose, which will grant us extra corrosive damage for ourselves and our teammates. And of course, Prime Surefooted. If you don't have it, that's okay. As long as you have the Healer Spectre, you'll be completely fine. The helmet ability we use is Energized Munitions. It allows us to pre-shoot the spawn points and instantly kill enemies as they appear. Remember, the more kill per minute you have, the more Vitus Essence you will gain, so this is by far the best option. For the school on the remaining 3 frames, if you don't have Prime Surefooted, you can run Unairu for Poise. If you do have Prime Surefooted, you can either not use anything or use Zenoric's Wellspring if your team is not very experienced. At this point you have full freedom to do whatever you want. Then we have Mirage. Once again, the build is very similar. We run Total Eclipse, so we can buff ourselves and our teammates even more. And we have Energized Munitions. If you don't want to be selfish, you could run Nourish or Dispensary, for example, but I just really prefer Energized Munitions. And last but not the least, Bolt. We're gonna run Shock Trooper, so we give 4 damage to ourselves and our teammates, and Energized Munitions. Once again, there is an option to run Thermal Sunder with a Thermal Transfer Augment, giving even more buffs to your teammates, but in my opinion, it's not necessary. Energized Munition is better, bite me. And of course, I almost forgot, Smeeta Kavat. Most important mods: Charm, Tech Enhance, and Animal Instinct. Rest of the build is survivability and utility. It has a chance to give a buff that will double all the drops. It can also quadruple all the drops in case you double procs, which is possible. And then we have Tech Enhance that will keep a little bit better uptime on this ability. Animal Instinct speaks for itself. Defense is going to be very simple. Choose an elevated area that is around the middle of the map where the team is gonna stack. Wisp starts off with putting her buffs, that's how everyone will know where to be. Wisp drops their Nido Spectre, rest of the team drops Protea Spectres. Be sure to make the Spectres stand around the Wisp buff and not follow you everywhere. Shoot where you see red dots on the map. You can open up your map while learning the enemy spawns. That makes it easier for you. You do this by pressing M. The Nightwatch Napalm stays on the ground, dealing damage to enemies even if you shoot before they spawn. And with the amount of buffs you have, you can spawn kill enemies easily by pre-shooting. Once Wisp gains 250 augmented stacks, replace your first ability, but remember to have all your buffs active before doing so. Chain Sling, an Operator skill, and Energy Conversion. Once that is done, replace your Nido Spectre with the Protea Spectre. From then, everyone's job is going to be the same. Keep your buffs up, kill enemies, and collect the loot that drops. As for the Interception, it's similar, but there is a bit of coordination involved. 2 people each are going to capture 2 closest flags to the middle at the same time each round. Then one person is going to neutralize one of the 2 remaining ones and let the enemies recapture. Like this, we're going to be about 1% higher than the enemies, giving us more time to kill the drones and get more loot. All there's left to do is buff, kill, and loot. With that, you learned everything you need to know about Arbi. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content that I create. It's just one click for you, and it means the world to me. And I hope to see you in the next one.